Hi, this is Yeho. I'm a option trader. Today is February 20, 2026, 11:32 a.m. Japan time. Let's review the market and think through where we are. The Nikkei closed yesterday at 57468 yen. Right now it's around 56745, so slightly lower. Trading value was 4.79 trillion yen. We are seeing 7 trillion recently, so activity has cooled a bit. Volatility indexes has also come down. It was consistently above the 13. Now it's at 29.7. So the rally may be calming down slightly. PL is 20.43. ABS is 2812 yuan. EPS breaking above 2800 and holding there is fundamentally strong. So earnings wise, Japan still looks solid, but something interesting, even though the Takaichi administration won the lower house election, Japan's 30-year JGB yield has not risen much. It's now down to 3.31%. At the time of the election, it was around 3.5%. So yield are actually declining. That's a bit different from what many expected. From my personal positioning perspective, my unrealized gains had been shrinking, but recently they have been stabilized. So we are moving from a decline to flattening. On the fear side, and downside risk had been building during the rally, but even that is cooling off now. So it's becoming harder to read. It's really feels like the market could go either way. This is a phase where observation is more important than action. Now the US market looks a bit different. S&P is at 6862 point. So compared to Japan, momentum feels weaker. It's slipping into the negative territory. VIX is at 20.3. It was around 15 not long ago. So volatility is rising. More importantly, the bond market is starting to move. The move index is at 16.8. After the Trump tariff shock, US bonds had calmed down, but now there are signs of stress returning. US is around 4.7%. That's something to watch closely. Gold is at $4,999. Momentum is softening. GBZ is at 33.56 percent, also coming down. Bitcoin has dropped to around 66,000, and it's just moving sideways. So overall, this feels like a market without a clear leader. Gold is fading. Bitcoin is the weakest as S&P made a new high but could not follow through. The lack of the con- continu- continuation is important. Anyway, Japanese equities may be the only things supporting the global sentiment right now. Nikkei is hovering around 57000 points, and what happens from here matters a lot. Since my unrealized gains have flattened, my decision making becomes more delicate. Geopolitical risk is also present, and there are reports that President Trump is considering a limited initial strike on Iran. That's an uncertainty. On the AI side, I'm starting to feel something like AI deflation. Services are emerging where you give instruction and AI completes and that output for you. If you have ideas, AI can execute. Organizations will inevitably become a smaller. Certain engineering roles may disappear. This is a productivity shock, and when productivity jump this quickly, existing structure cannot adjust smoothly. Of course, displaced talent will flow into new industries, but during the transition, there can be instability. That's something markets may eventually pricing. So I'm cautious about assuming and that the Japanese KT's rally will just continue indefinitely, and Olympic and ending it soon. Flows may change after that. So from him, observation is key. That is all for today. If you resonate with this long-term perspective, feel free to follow. See you tomorrow.